Lots of nonprofit groups are working to make East Central Alabama a better place to live, and one group is helping coordinate their efforts.
We have a great Labor Day weekend holiday coming up all across East Alabama. We'll have the complete forecast details coming up.
Coming up in sports, we'll get ready for Jacksonville State's Game 2 of the season. All that and more coming up. EAN Local News starts now.
This segment of EAN Local News is brought to you by Oxford Lumber. Come visit any of our locations in Oxford, Jacksonville, Talladega, and Roanoke.
Good evening, and thank you for watching East Alabama Now Local News for Friday, September 1st, 2023. I'm Katie Edwards.
And I'm Mike Stedham.
United in Purpose is this year's theme for the United Way of East Central Alabama as it works to support dozens of groups dedicated to helping the less fortunate. United Way held its annual meeting at the Oxford Civic Center on Thursday to update the community on its efforts, according to Marketing and Programs Director Jessica Smith.
We chose United in Purpose because we are all united in purpose. You know, in our community, we unite together for a purpose. And that's what we're here to do today. We're going to share some exciting things that United Way has going on, how we have changed some things that we do, some new initiatives we have, and the launch of our Martha Vandervoort Center to End Homelessness. We also have a couple of client stories that we're going to talk about today, and just share the great things that we're doing with the community.
The Martha Vandervoort Center to End Homelessness is one of the biggest projects undertaken by the local United Way, and Smith says they're hoping to have it ready within the next 2 years.
We have acquired the land, so we're hoping that demo can start soon, and after the demo is done, we can start the build. We're looking at probably 14 months from when the demo starts to rebuild. Our goal is to, house these clients and then be able to try to figure out how to meet their basic needs. If they have a roof over their head, it's easier to try to communicate with them, have conversations on what their next needs are.
Also at Thursday's United Way meeting, Maudine Holloway received the group's Lifetime of Excellence Award for her work at Anniston's Community Enabler Developer. Ms. Holloway started that organization in 1969 with $30. And over the years, it has had a major impact on thousands of local families. Ms. Holloway has served on the boards of many local agencies and has been given numerous awards and honors. When we come back, we'll tell you about some small business grants now available in Jacksonville.
For over 60 years, Oxford Lumber has been servicing our area, and our customer service has always been our main focus. Our customer service is what sets us apart from anyone else. From the moment you enter, our highly trained staff will treat you like family.
To enthusiastically provide total customer satisfaction within a positive and self-fulfilling employee relations environment. Visit us at any of our 4 locations or at oxfordlumber.com.
This segment of EAN Local News is brought to you by WM Grocery, located in Heflin, Wadowee, Roanoke, and in Piedmont.
Jacksonville's Commercial Development Authority is now offering 2 kinds of grants to make improvements to local small businesses. The Business Development Grant Program provides up to $5,000 to businesses that are new, expanding, relocating, or transitioning between owners. Grant money can buy new equipment and help cover costs from moving or establishing businesses. Visit the city's website for a link to the application form with more information about eligibility and how to apply.
Jacksonville's Facade Improvement Program helps businesses work on buildings in the vicinity of the public square. Anything from adding signage and awnings to restoration work, replacement of missing decorative features, and improvements to Americans with Disabilities Act accessibility. The program includes a base award of $2,500 with options to match funding for an additional $2,500. You can visit the city's website for an application and more information, or you can call the city clerk, Brenda Long, at 256-435-7611. When we come back, we'll take a look at gas prices ahead of this weekend's Labor Day celebration.
Since 1993, WM Grocery has been a major part of our local community. WM offers the very best in fresh produce and an outstanding meat department. WM also has many local products not found anywhere else and fresh sushi every day. If you need an event catered, come see Mrs. K at any WM store. Curbside pickup is also available for your online grocery orders. Be sure to download the WM app for all the deals of the week and shopper rewards. Go check them out today at any of their locations.
We take pride in our community and appreciate your business.
This segment of EAN Local News is brought to you by Waldrop Manufacturing, metal buildings made right here in Calhoun County.
While damage assessments are still being made in the wake of Hurricane Idalia, a spokesman for AAA says pump prices remain in neutral. The weekly survey shows the national average for a gallon of gas falling by a penny since last week to $3.82 a gallon. Andrew Gross of AAA says his group expects that price to stay the same this weekend. Today's national average is 7 cents more than a month ago, but 2 cents less than a year ago. Oil and gas experts have noted that overall gasoline demand this summer failed to match previous years despite lower retail prices. So, Mike, I guess with gas prices a little on the high side, people may be staying closer to home for Labor Day weekend.
I imagine that's probably the case. And, of course, so much football going on this weekend.
Absolutely. I wonder if they'll have good weather for those things.
Let's go to John Holder, who's standing by in the EAN Weather Center for a look at this weekend's weather.
Mike and Katie, this Labor Day holiday weekend is going to be fantastic. Plenty of sunshine, dry weather, some nice temperatures. We'll have the complete weekend forecast coming up next.
For metal buildings in Alabama and the Southeast, Waldrop Manufacturing is your one-stop source. A Waldrop metal building provides the coverage and protection your investments need. They specialize in carports, RV covers, portable buildings, and storage buildings. Stop paying rent for storage. With Waldrop's price per foot, you can actually save money by buying straight from the manufacturer. Waldrop buildings are guaranteed because Waldrop manufactures buildings with U.S. steel right here in Calhoun County. Waldrop Manufacturing, serving the entire Southeast. Give them a call today.
Temperatures in the 80s again today across East Alabama. A lot of clouds out there, not a lot of rainfall. Most of that has been to the south today. The low this morning at 72. Record high temperature 101, the record low at 54, and the sunrise and sunset times continue to get shorter. The sun setting on your Friday night at 7:09. Speaking of Friday night weather on your street, we're going to take you to the Old Gadsden Highway in Piedmont. That's the site of the Field of Champions. Big high school football game going on tonight between Piedmont and Cherokee County. They call that the Battle of Highway 9. Mostly cloudy skies continuing tonight. The low at 67. Don't think we'll see much rainfall, if any, up in Piedmont tonight, but the clouds will be thick for that game on the Old Gadsden Highway at the Field of Champions. Rolling into your Saturday, we're going to continue talking football. Forney Avenue in Jacksonville, that's right next to JSU Stadium. JSU with another home football game tomorrow afternoon. A mix of sun and clouds. All in all, folks, pretty comfortable. 80 for the high. No chance of rain if you're going out to the JSU game for Band Day tomorrow. Be a lot of folks out there for that. And as we look at next week, going to take you to County Line Road in Oxford. They call that South Oxford. Big chunk of that is in Talladega County. Lots of sunshine, and we are not done, folks, with summertime. Not at all. It's going to be dry and hot next week as temperatures all week long, beginning on Monday for Labor Day, climbing right back into the 90s. And looking at the 7-day forecast, you'll see those 90s reflected. We go from 80 degrees on Saturday to 88 on Sunday, 91 for Labor Day on Monday, 91 on Tuesday. And we're going to keep the 90s rolling all week long next week, and the dry weather as well. 91 Tuesday, as we said, 93 degrees on Wednesday and Thursday and Friday. Those nighttime lows will be very comfortable for the next several mornings, dropping down into the low 60s, but then some upper 60s coming, and maybe 70 degrees for nighttime lows again in about a week. The one thing you notice here with our forecast, outside of any rain that we might get this evening, we don't see any rain in the forecast for the next 7 days, as we are going to be high and dry. Why are we high and dry here in Alabama, East Alabama specifically? Taking a look at our map here, you see a lot of H's, as we've been talking about all summer long. When you see H, that high pressure means dry. The fronts are shunted away. Any fronts are all the way back out here in the west. But look at all the H's all across the Basically, eastern 3/4 of the United States, we have H's, and that is keeping the rainfall away. No tropical systems to speak of. They're all out in the Atlantic, and those are not moving toward us here in Alabama. So basically, this is not going to change, and we're going to see dry weather and hot weather coming for the next 7 days as we get into this first full week of September. Well, coming up next in sports, Chase Robinson is next. He has all your sports covered right now. Chase?
Thanks, John. As week 1 of the high school football season is underway, there's some great games happening across East Alabama. One took place last night. It was a big Etowah County rivalry as Southside took down Hoax Bluff 37-12. It was the first game of the season for Hoax Bluff. Southside came into the game after a loss to Guntersville in week 0, so Southside moves to 1-1. Hoax Bluff starts the season 0-1. This is a fun slate of games for tonight. You got Alexandria at Jacksonville. You got Anniston at Andalusia, rematch of that quarterfinal matchup from last year. Cleveland County starts the season at Northside. Pleasant Valley will begin the season tonight at Donahoe. You've got Glencoe hosting Weaver, Asheville at Lincoln, Ohatchee at Welborn, Oxford plays host to Huntsville, Piedmont hosts Cherokee County, Ranburn is at Wadley, you got Woodland at Randolph County, Sylvania takes on Saxe, Spring Garden hosts Coosa Christian, and White Plains on the road tonight at Oak Grove. Tomorrow, Jacksonville State will take the field on their home turf for Game 2 of the season against East Tennessee State. The Bucks of ETSU compete in the FCS, so this will be the first time that the Gamecocks will play an FCS team since the move to FBS. It was just a year ago that Jack State was competing on that level, and so Rich Rod is not really concerned with the team thinking about that.
It's our first year as a full-fledged FBS, so we're not like an established FBS program or anything like that. So, it was a year ago we were playing on that level, and we're still, most of those guys are still back. So our guys will, we always concern ourselves with ourselves first, but they'll watch the film. They'll see they got good football players. It's their first game. They'll play extremely hard, and there's areas that we got to play a lot better at. And
this is only the 4th time that the Gamecocks and Bucks have met, the last time coming in the first round of the 2018 FCS playoffs. It will be the first game of the season for ETSU, and Rich Rod talked about what challenges they will bring and going into the game having already played a game.
The biggest challenge is it's our first game of the year, so we don't know for sure what they're going to do offensively, defensively, who they're going to do it with. And we're looking at the depth chart, but they got a lot of new guys. They got some transfers coming in, so we're not sure about personnel just yet. So we'll catch that up as the week goes on. But they play hard. 2 years ago, they were in the playoffs, had a very good football team. A little younger last year. They lost some guys in the portal, but they gained a lot of guys in the portal, so we're still trying to figure out who those are. And then we also got a lot of issues, not a lot, but we got issues we got to fix on our own team, some execution issues on offense, some things we got to clean up, and so that'll be our focus this week.
And that's it for sports. Let's send it back over to Mike and Katie.
Thank you for watching East Alabama Now Local News.
You can find us here online every weekday evening on either Facebook or YouTube. Just go to our video feed and watch the news whenever it's convenient for you.
Have a great Labor Day weekend, and we'll see you back here on Tuesday for your news on your schedule.